So welcome guys back to another video in the channel. We are doing our Premier League predictions for match day 6 now of the Premier League. We are back again with another one of these Premier League videos. As I'm speaking, the Champions League is going on at the moment. Oh, I'm just having a look. United are leading versus Paris Saint-Germain. Very interesting over there. But we are not interested in that. We are interested in the Premier League. The Europa League games and the Champions League games haven't been finished yet, so I can't really judge too much upon that. I can only judge on the last Premier League games. So moving in to before we move into the Premier League games, here is the FPL winners, leaders of week 5 after week 5. And yeah, if you haven't joined, please click the link in the description box down below. We have around 70 odd people now, so that is very, very good. So let's get straight into it. And yeah, first of all, the first game of the match day is Aston Villa versus Leeds United. Aston Villa, wow, this team, they're doing pretty well for themselves, aren't they, Aston Villa? And they're sitting second, but if they win their in-hand game, they could actually go by Friday night first, top of the league. The team that scrimped and scraped to survival could be first. Wow, that's a bit of a mad one, but they have quite a big obstacle ahead of them as Leeds United are facing them. And if we look in the last match day, Aston Villa had a 1-0 win over Leicester City. Ross Barkley getting a very late goal for them. But for Leeds, it was a 1-0 loss. And it was Raul Jimenez who got the goal for Wolverhampton Wanderers to win them that game. So Leeds will be hurt by that in some sense. And at the moment, Leeds are sitting in 10th position in the Premier League with 7 points on 5 games. But yeah, it's going to be a very interesting game. I think both sides will be equally matched up for this one. Aston Villa are looking very, very good. And, you know, they will be going for the win. They will be going for the kill. And for that reason, I think I will give Aston Villa the win. The prospect of going top of the league before the other teams play will be a huge boost, and something that Dean Smith, that's his name, that's his manager, I think so. But yeah, you'll be looking to do that. So yeah, I think Aston Villa will win this one 2-0 in my opinion. I think they will breeze past Leeds. Leeds are still a good team. Don't underestimate me, but I think Aston Villa are doing very well right now, and that's why I'm going to give them that result. Next, we're going into the Saturday games is West Ham versus Manchester City. Looking at the previous games of the two sides, first of all, Manchester City having a 1-0 win over Arsenal. Raheem Sterling scoring in the 23rd minute to win them that game, and they managed to hold on. We'll go on to that a bit more when we talk about Arsenal, but looking at the other one, West Ham. Wow, they had some last 10 minutes, didn't they? Fabian Balbuena got one back against Tottenham after they went 3-0 down. And then in the 85th minute, Davinson Sanchez got an own goal from across from the right wing. And Manuel Lanzini, what a finish that was. Oh my god, that was incredible, I have to say. That finish was something else. Go check it out. Go on the Sky Sports channel, YouTube channel, or just search it up somewhere and you'll find it. Wow, what a finish that was. Oh my god, Tottenham. Go watch Expression's reaction to that as well. That was something else as well. But that we're getting a bit out of hand here. Manchester City will obviously be favourites for this one. West Ham are doing good right now. They are looking like a pretty good team, so I wouldn't underestimate in this one. But Manchester City do look very good now, and that win over Arsenal will give Pep Guardiola a lot of confidence going into this one, which is why I'll give Manchester City a 3-1 win in this one. And moving on to the next Premier League game, we have Fulham versus Crystal Palace. And looking at the two teams' previous results, looking at Fulham first, they had a 1-1 draw against Sheffield United. Quite late goals in that one. Ademola Lookman getting the opener for them in the 77th minute. And Billy Sharp equalising for Sheffield United in the late embers of the game, or whatever you want to call it. Crystal Palace on the other hand, same result, 1-1 draw versus Brighton and Hove Albion. They did open the scoring with Wilfried Zaha in the 19th minute, before in the last minutes of the game, Alex McAllister got a equaliser for Brighton, which did hurt Crystal Palace a little bit because they could have got the 3 points there, played a much better game, and very unlucky for them. But in this game, I think it will be quite a tight game. I think it will be a draw, to be honest. It has all the elements of a draw. Ademola Lookman looks very good as he's come in. I think he's a spark going forward that Fulham need, and that was very good business for them, bringing him in from Leipzig on, I think it was deadline day, if I'm wrong. Was it deadline day? I'm not too sure. But anyways, he's a very good player. And I do think overall this game has all the elements to finish as a 1-1 draw. So that is what I will give it. Moving on to the next game in the Premier League. And the next game is Manchester United versus Chelsea. Huge game in the Premier League. You know, looking at the two teams in the league table right now, you know, as I just said, as of speaking, United are 1-0 up against Paris Saint-Germain. And Manchester United are sitting 15th with 4 games, only 6 points. points, so they really need to get more points on the board in the Premier League. But Chelsea, they're not doing the greatest, but they're doing slightly better than United, only grabbing 2 more points than them, but they've played the game in hand, so they've played 5 games with 8 points, sitting in 8th in the league table, doing all right for themselves. But they really do need to improve. Their players do need to start gelling quite quicker than they probably like. But again, they've spent so much money, they're bound to come under pressure. Frank Lampard's bound to come under pressure, and this game against Manchester United is a perfect way to show that they have to get over this. Frank Lampard needs support more than pressure right now, and I think that would be better for him. And I think for Chelsea fans, yes, they want so much, the owners as well, but I think you need to give Frank Lampard a bit of time. If I was a Chelsea fan, which I'm not, but if I was, then I'd probably give him time, and look it out to the end of the season and see what happens. But for now, I do think Chelsea will beat Manchester United. United are such an inconsistent team. Yeah, they beat Newcastle 4-1. They might beat Paris Saint-Germain tonight, but that doesn't mean they'll come out and keep that run going. They like to capitulate, and that's what they're very good at doing, something Tottenham did at the weekend in one game against West Ham. So I do think Manchester United will lose this one to Chelsea, and I will give Chelsea a quite tight 1-0 win in this one. Next game in the Premier League is Liverpool versus Sheffield United. On paper, looking like quite a hard game, and it probably not. Actually, no. On paper, it doesn't look like quite a hard game, but in reality, I think it will be quite a hard game. Liverpool obviously hit with the devastating news about Virgil van Dijk, and he could be out for up to a year. That will be a huge loss for them, and it's not like in La Liga where you have emergency transfers and you can splash some money on a player. It's not like that in the Premier League, and they will have to see it out until January. So what is their best centre-back pairing? What can Liverpool theoretically do right now? It's a very sticky situation, but Sheffield United, they're not doing great for themselves either. They had a 1-1 draw against Fulham, but they're in the relegation zone. 5 games, 1 point. Not great for Sheffield United. Looks like they're having a bit of what you call second season syndrome, isn't it, for them? But Liverpool, on the other hand, in their last game, they played in the Merseyside derby, a 2-2 draw. They really should have won that one in the last moments of the game, but obviously got ruled off by offside. I did put that in my community tab. Was that offside, guys? Leave your thoughts in that community post on my community tab in my channel, and if you haven't already, please go subscribe as well. But in that game against Everton, they actually took the lead via Sadio Mane before Virgil van Dijk did come off in the 11th minute. Michael Keane equalised. Salah in the 72nd minute it looked like he'd won the game for them before Dominic Calvert-Lewin with the towering header, and the drama in the last few minutes in which Richarlison got sent off. Henderson had that chance disallowed from VAR, and very unlucky there for Liverpool not to walk away with the 3 points. But they sit third in the Premier League with 5 games and 10 points. Only one ahead of the likes of Arsenal, Wolves and Leicester City. So in my opinion, I do think Liverpool will still win this one. Sheffield United, they're not the team that they were last season. Ryan Brewster will be coming up against them. That will be a boost in some ways for them, and I do think he'll probably start against Liverpool, to be honest. But I do see Liverpool still winning this one. That they don't write them off so early. They won the Premier League. Yes, Virgil van Dijk was a huge part of that, and it will hurt them missing him, but I do still think they'll beat Sheffield United, which is why I will give Liverpool a 3-0 win in this one. You can't underestimate Liverpool. I think it'll be a very attacking game in which Jurgen Klopp just tells them, just go for it. Sheffield United aren't doing well, just go for it, which is why I'll give Liverpool a 3-0 win. Next one is Southampton versus Everton. Now, it looks like there's going to be quite a clear winner here, but Southampton looking quite good, conjuring up Chelsea's second 3-3 draw of the season after drawing 3-3 to them, in which Yannick Vestergaard scored a last-minute equaliser. Theo Walcott very influential in the equaliser in that game, and that will hurt Chelsea a lot, but they have to just keep going. And defensively they do look quite poor, but again, you never know. But with Everton, they look very strong, picking up a point against Liverpool in a game. They were behind twice. They managed to come back twice. They should have been behind again if it wasn't for VAR. But I think Everton, it's a pretty easy game for them. I do think they'll easily go past. And at the moment, they are sitting top of the Premier League. Carlo Ancelotti has done such a brilliant job ever since the start of this season, when he has brought in his players, Alan, Rodriguez, and obviously Doucouré as well, been very influential in that midfield and going forward respectively, which is why I will give Everton a 2-0 win in that game. The next one is Wolves versus Newcastle. I will try to hurry up a bit, I'm waffling a lot, but Wolves versus Newcastle, Wolves did in their last game beat Leeds United from a late goal. Raul Jimenez, Max Kilman actually, a player of note in the Wolves side, doing very well. Newcastle, however, went ahead against Manchester United but did capitulate. Having a little look at that game, they did go ahead courtesy of a Luke Shaw own goal, and then Harry Maguire, Bruno Fernandes, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Marcus Rashford did dampen Newcastle's woes, but they did go ahead in that game. So Man United still have their problems, but Newcastle, they're not going to look the greatest going into this game. But I do think against the Wolves side, who can be very poor, we've seen that already this season, they can struggle, they can make Wolves struggle, and I do think Newcastle will do that to them, but I do think Wolves will win eventually. But I will give this one a 2-1 win to Wolves. Next one is Arsenal versus Leicester City. I'm not going to talk too much on that one, as I will do a match preview for that game. Arsenal are playing in the Europa League on Thursday, so are Leicester, so I can't really give much away now, so you have to wait until Friday to get that. I know we're playing in the Europa League, so I can't really give much speaking on that. But we'll be moving on. Brighton and West Brom are playing on the Monday night, on the early Monday night kickoff. And again, it's going to be a game in which it could go either way. But again, it has all the elements of a draw, in my opinion. Looking at Brighton, 1-1 draw. West Brom in their last game, 0-0 draw. It just has all the elements of a draw, because both teams, they're not looking the greatest, but then not looking the worst. But West Brom not doing well for themselves either, sitting in 17th with only 2 points, 2 draws as well. So again, I do think this could be one of a draw, which is why I will give this one a 0-0 draw. I think this will conjure up a second 0-0 draw of the season. The last game, last but not least, Burnley versus Tottenham. We don't need to talk about Tottenham, do we? Let's just leave it as that. But Burnley, on the other hand, again, 0-0 draw. They're not looking good, are they, Burnley? And 18th, they really need to change their fortunes. Didn't spend a penny in the transfer window, and it is really hurting them now. So yeah, in this game, I will give Tottenham the win. I do think they'll win 3-1 in this game. I don't see them capitulating again. I think it was a one-off thing. Jose Mourinho will go into this one, into them and make sure they don't do that again. He's that kind of manager. So I'll give Tottenham the 3-1 win, and that is it for my Premier League predictions. Leave your thoughts and predictions in the comment section down below. Join my FPL team if you haven't already. Other than that, bye.